What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 260 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. In the show this week, Death is Stranding, and what is it? Anyone? No? All right.
No.
E3 is literally around the corner. Our hopes and dreams, bloody truth, PS Plus and Games with Gold, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, hit the track, mates.
3, 2, 1, 0.
We recommend wearing headphones.
It is
the Aussie Gamers
experience.
News, reviews, and outlandish fun.
Experience it all.
That's right, everyone. Welcome to the show for this week. Today is Monday, the 3rd of June, 2019. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me for hosting duties for this very special E3 week is both Grejio and Lucas. How are you, boys?
Yay! Very good, thank you.
Much healthier, thank you.
My nipples have grown back.
Your nipples have grown back.
Yeah, last week they froze off.
Oh,
and
yes,
rubbed
because of the bike ride. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I'm heading off to do a country run for work tomorrow, so mine are about to disappear.
Oh, well, good luck with that. I've just bought myself a brand new heated blanket for winter.
What would that do you on the bike, though?
I'll plug it into the battery. I'll just wrap it around me.
Just wrap it up.
Well, just a quick thing on that. There was a guy that came with us on the bike ride, and he had one of those massive, big, like, obnoxious Harley Davidsons that had a full stereo in it where the rest of us behind him could hear the music, and he didn't feel the cold because he had the heater on the whole way.
It's not so obnoxious after that, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose if you're the one riding it, I guess. But the guys in the chat want me to beatbox the intro. Where has that come from? What makes you think I have any ability to beatbox, or is that why you want me to do it? Because you know
I was going to say, I think that's the point.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, editing Lucas will give it a try. We'll see how that goes. All right, editing Lucas here. Let's give this beatboxing thing a go and keep the people happy. All right, 1 second. Me. All right, let's go. All right, there you go. Not my best work, but I hope you enjoyed it. Back to the show.
All right. Well, this week in gaming, I have a little something to play for you because it's very poignant to the timing at the moment. Back to 2015, Terminator Genisys Revolution. And this also, well, there's a couple of reasons for this. It's the first time I'm bringing up an iOS game or a mobile game. And it was also released in regards to the Terminator movie, so Terminator Genisys. And we've just got the new trailer for the new Terminator movie dropping this week. So I thought, it kind of all ties in between everything, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
2015. It's not that long ago, is it? Really? It's only 4 years.
Not long enough to forget that movie, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay. The game itself, though, developed by Kryptonite Games, published by Glue Mobile. It was a third-person shooter game. It all ties in. But I have like a sign of the times. The game's not even on the company website anymore. Yeah, the game had bits of Genesis and you could play as Arnie. You could play. It was along the same sort of lines that a new person's arised. You got to take back from Skynet, the usual sort of thing. And it was just a game. It actually looked pretty cool for the time, and the fact that it was running on mobile devices. But like I said, it just doesn't exist anymore. Unfortunately, it's just disappeared.
With this latest Terminator movie, I just like the fact that just with two of the cast themselves, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, I think her name is. Is that right? Is that her name?
Yep.
I think with just those two combined, we've got about 130 years experience of acting.
Come on.
We got two geriatrics trying to save the world, poking at the baddies with walking sticks.
The next movie's Arnie's gonna turn into a Zimmer frame.
Yeah, I was going to say,
get around.
Arnie's going to have a T-1001 walking frame that's made out of liquid metal and can change into sharp stabbing weapons.
Maybe that's what this movie is. He's actually gonna destroy the latest Terminator just for materials, so he can craft his own Zimmer frame.
Oh dear.
All right. Well, this week's show, we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to throw a little bit of bits and pieces out there. We've got a couple of quick games to talk about and a little bit of information, but then we're going to jump straight into our E3 hopes and dreams. So E3 is literally just around the corner. We're very lucky in Grejio, not Grejio, because you couldn't. Did you end up getting tickets as well, Greg?
No, not yet. I assume not now. I hadn't even looked at it, so there's a good chance that I won't be going at this point.
Oh, okay.
But I'll have a look after that.
Yeah, have a squiz.
Yep.
Lucas and myself and Az and her brother headed off to the green carpet event. We've got another person joining us, which is, funnily enough, someone I met at Xbox Fan Fest a few years ago. Yeah.
Oh no! If it's the person I'm thinking of, I'm not going. No. I'm not going. I'm going to give my ticket. No, I'm going to give my ticket to Leo.
That would be good. I'd pay to see that.
Is this person that I'm thinking of, and I think you know who I think I'm thinking of? Is he going?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him for a little while.
Oh, I'm not taking the risk. I'm not taking the risk. I'm not going.
No, yes, he
okay, all right. Leo can go. I'm not going.
Cool. All right, sweet. So that'll be well. E3 pretty much starts the day that this goes live, doesn't it?
On Sunday.
Like it'll be starting late Sunday night our time, I think.
Oh, does it? Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, because there's still part of there's like an EA pre-show.
Yeah, which starts on the 7th over there. So it'll be the 8th here.
All right. Well, before we get into some E3 talk, let's get some bits and pieces out of the way. We'll start with the PS Plus and Games with Gold for this month. And Lucas, beforehand, you were telling us you hadn't actually heard what they were yet.
No, I don't know what the PS Plus games. I've got some of a clue of the Xbox Gold games with Gold, but I don't think I've heard at all what the PS Plus is.
PS Plus is Borderlands: The Handsome Collection.
Oh, that's good.
And Sonic Mania.
Oh, what the hell was your attitude? You're going, oh, it's
well, I'm not a fan of Borderlands, and I've already got Sonic Mania.
Have you played Borderlands before?
Yeah, I played it when it came out.
You did not.
I did too.
Oh, well, then you played it wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll download it. We can play it again.
Yeah, no, it's much better. It's much better with friends.
I don't want to play it.
Admit, it's a game that's much better with friends.
It's too old.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it on the PlayStation. I'm a PC man now.
Oh no, he's not going to come down from his high horse.
And I'm not going to come down from 60 to 30 is what I don't want to do.
It's happened.
Oh no! And the games with Gold for this month: NHL 19. That's one I will play. Rivals of Ether. Yeah, never heard of that. No. The Xbox 360 game that's also playable on the Xbox One is Portal.
Yep. And I've already got NHL and I've already got Portal. Downloading the other day.
The other one for the 360 is Earth Defense Force 2017. Which I've not heard of.
I remember it floating around a little while ago. Remember the name floating around.
If you haven't played Portal, it's the best puzzle game I've ever played. Give it a try.
Totally.
So you got the 4 games with Gold, still 2 for PS Plus, which I thought they would have changed by now. But anyways, Lucas.
Yes.
Tell us about Blood and Truth, mate.
Blood and Truth. Well, I'll tell you the bloody truth about Blood and Truth. It's bloody good. Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I played it beforehand. Remember we spoke about it.
You
weren't
tried
part of that show, but Grejio and I spoke about it before, and I got to try it out at a day a little bit
you
before it
did
was
that,
released.
but if you played it properly.
No, because I don't have controllers.
Oh, that's right. You're waiting for the Move controllers. There you go. Yeah, don't play it without the Move controllers. Right. Well, anyway, I have played it.
It is downloaded, ready to go.
I have finished it. I finished it in one sitting, so it's a good 4.5 hour experience, and I absolutely loved it. I was getting very uncomfortable in my chair, getting a sore back and sore head from having VR on for so long, but I just had to keep taking breaks and keep coming back to it. I couldn't bloody stop it because it was amazing. This is the best virtual reality game that I have played. Full stop. Yeah, a couple of reasons is because everything worked. Now, I've played games before with motion controls, VR and all that sort of stuff, and sometimes it's a little bit sort of buggy. It doesn't really quite work.
Sketchy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I remember I played that. I can't remember the name of the game now. It was so much of an impact on my life with the aim controller, which was horrible. It was like a SWAT game. I don't know what it was called. And was it Breach and Clear? Is that a thing? Am I making up that name? I don't know.
No, it was a PS Plus game a little while ago. We played with.
No, not that one. No, not that one. No, not that one. It wasn't a PS Plus game. That's not a PS Plus game. That was just the free demo we had.
Was it?
Yeah, that was just a demo. I don't remember the name of that one either. That's how good it is. And I've made awesome notes of this. Okay, editing, Lucas here, jumping in. Now, the game that I was trying to think of was Bravo Team, and the game Snoogs thought I was talking about is Firewall 0 Hour. There you go, back to the show. But and anyway, I was holding the aim controller, and all of a sudden the gun in game would do a 180 and would be pointing at my own head, and it would be just horrible. The movement system was crap, and it just wasn't a very good game. This game, however, blood and truth, the movement system in this thing is absolutely flawless. The move controllers worked perfectly because you could have you could wield two pistols, one in each hand, or you could have shotguns or long rifles, long arms on your back. So you had 4 holsters. You could have 2 long arms on your back and 2 pistols in your holster. And you could either have one pistol out and then hold your other hand for stability, or you could have 2 pistols and then sort of just rest on your other hand for stability. And you could take well-aimed shots using the actual sights. So there's no ADS.
How awesome and intuitive is that?
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It's not like a normal shooter where you just press a button and you aim down sight. You actually move your hand and aim down sight. It is the most intuitive game that worked so bloody well. It is amazing. I've got my review up on the YouTube channel. Please go and check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes so you can go and have a look. It's only like 4 minutes long, thereabouts, so I've kept it nice and compressed so it doesn't drag on forever. Just told you some of the good points. Most of it's all good because I didn't really have much to say that was bad about it. It was the graphics are probably up there again with the best graphics I've seen on PlayStation VR, and it was just so much fun. So much fun. The acting, Radicus is making comments about the good acting. The acting in it, well, it didn't really stand out as overly good, but it was action movie style.
Yeah, it was acceptable, yeah.
And the set pieces in it, where you're running and gunning, jumping across gaps while firing, heaps of stuff like that. It was like playing Uncharted, but with VR and guns and explosions. It is great. It's about 4.5 hours long, but there's a lot of replayability. There are multiple endings, and there are collectibles to go for. Of course, I just went straight for the story to experience it all, as I always do. But there's a ton of replayability there, and there's a lot of little sort of Easter eggs to find with trophies and all that. So, mate, look, if you've got a PlayStation VR and you like shooty games,
No, just if you have a VR. If you have a PSVR, you have to try it.
Well, why else would you have a PlayStation VR? Really? Come on, you
But
have to.
For virtual reality, it has every element that is required in virtual reality to make it immersive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have a question for you and for Radicus as well, who's listening along.
Yeah.
The grenades.
Yes.
Did either of you put a grenade up to your face?
Yes, I did.
What does it do, Lucas, when you put a grenade up to your face?
It pulls the pin with your mouth. And I found that out very late in the piece, and it was bloody handy because what I was doing at first is that I was holstering both of my guns so I could pick up the grenade, pull the pin, and throw it. But then what I found out later, thanks to one of my viewers in the stream, is that don't holster both your weapons. Holster one, grab the grenade, put it up to your face, pull it away, the pin comes out just like you pull the pin with your teeth, and then throw the grenade. It is so freaking good. Oh, man, that was such a good thing to realise you could do. So amazing. It's just... it doesn't say when you you get a vape in the game, and I'm a vapor. I'm trying to quit smoking, so I've got a vape. The vape in the game looked very similar to the one I had. So during the live stream, I actually vaped at the same time as my character vaped, and it was really, really interactive. But yeah, there's so many little things like that, like when you're in a car, you can adjust the radio, you can open the glove box, you can use the power windows, you can adjust the rear vision mirror, you can give the driver an imaginary hand job. And then there's the obvious stuff like pretending to grab the boobs of your in-game sister and, all that sort of stuff.
Radicus went to open a drawer and grabbed his missus. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. The game had finished 5 minutes beforehand, but
Yeah. No, look, I can't give enough praise for this game. And look, being completely transparent, we did get this game for free from Sony, but I've ragged on games before that we get for free. I am honest. If it comes to us for free and it's shit, I will, in probably the nicest possible way, say, nah, not for me, didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. But I can't even say anything bad about Blood and Truth. It played so bloody well. It's very refined. It is so much fun. I loved it. I so felt like John Wick. I was a massive badass. It was so good. So bloody good.
Yeah, so the review for that is up on our YouTube channel now. And also... game's live, so go and get your hands on it, people.
Oh, go and get it. It's so good for $60. Go and get it.
It's less than a standard game. So, all right. Well, the other thing to get out of the way before E3, Death Stranding.
No idea.
The trailer released, and
it cleared up so much.
It did, didn't it?
It still looks like you're an Uber Eats on foot, and the gameplay combat stuff looked rubbish.
It cleared up so much that Kojima is seriously on drugs.
Did you guys notice that when they had the cutscenes and they were showing like the close-ups of their faces, that the graphics are a little bit plasticky? Like they didn't look as good as, like, the lighting and the textures on their faces just didn't look up to par. Like I would have expected to be a little bit better.
Yeah. But when you compare it to the first lot that we saw with Norman Reedus up close, you could see pores in his skin and, individual hairs and that sort of stuff. And then when we saw, I mostly found it with the women, they looked very plasticky. Yeah. And it's like the shading was a lighting thing, like they were in bright lights or whatever. But it didn't sort of have that realism to it. Yeah. Look,
my impressions from the trailer of this game is that I don't think I'm going to like like it at all.
See, my impressions from the trailer, because my head is a little not screwed on right, I think I will enjoy it. I think I will enjoy the twist and that mystery and just that what the hell factor. But I found it a bit rude that they come out with a $200 pre-sale for, the big badass edition with the little baby in the capsule, and no one really knows what the hell it is.
Mm.
That I just found that a little bit. That's a bit much. But if you notice, and anyone who follows Kojima on Twitter, and in the preview itself, there's a couple of times when they say, "I can't wait to show you more." I think Mads says it a couple of times, and I think it's said once in one of the voiceovers as well. Yeah, so whether there's obviously more to show, and maybe they've got some sort of idea of what they're going to do and how they're going to drip feed it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not something I would absolutely wipe. I definitely want to check it out because of the whole curiosity factor. But I don't know. It's not. It's just looking a little bit too Kojima for me. If that was ever a possible thing, weird. Well,
I get the feeling it'd be like his other games, and I'd play it, and I'd find a really good game inside the game, and went, if he took that and cut all the rest away from it, which is the weird Kojima shit, this would be a really good game. That's what I feel like. I find that with most Kojima games. I can find the basis of a really awesome game that has then had Kojima slapped all over.
Yeah. Well, that was very much with him. He was on the chain at Konami, and now he's been let off to go free reign. So that's...
Maybe Konami had a point. I'm just saying.
Well, a lot of people have said that over the time. So it might be it might be it could very well be, one of the best games of the generation. It could just be what the hell. It could be for me that, like Metal Gear Solid 5 was, I got halfway through it and went, what the hell is going on here, and put it down, never pick it up again. There is a reaction video to that up on YouTube. I don't know why, but I thought it'd be funny for me to do one, and it just shows me sitting there for the 8 minutes of the trailer looking confused.
Yeah, I was going to say the reaction part was very pedestrian, but I guess that's pretty much what everyone was doing when they were watching it going,
That's exactly what it was. I waited all day. I dodged it all day to try and to watch it because I thought, we'll try this reaction video thing out because I'm really excited for it. And then it was kind of like
Although Mads Mikkelsen's character does pull out a cigarette and light it with nothing, and then sets himself on fire and walks through all the burning sludge.
That's kick-ass.
I'm a cool dude. Yeah. You won't know that for sure until November.
All right. Well, let's get into the meaty part of the show, shall we, boys? Speaking of E3. We've all got our own hopes and dreams. So let's start off. We'll just sort of look at some of the big ones, and anyone could jump in and lead away, whatever you feel like. All right,
well, I'll give you one of the biggest ones. How about that? All right, well, this is the biggest one that nobody is going to see coming, and it's going to be from EA. Do you reckon you can guess what I'm about to say? I bet you won't. It's going to be impossible.
FIFA 19.
Are they going to re-release it?
20. FIFA 20 then.
That's it.
I don't know where they're up to.
It'll be 20.
Yeah. I reckon there's going to be a new 20, FIFA, so and FIFA I'm going to predict that it's going to be FIFA 2020. Who's excited?
I just want to see who the story. I want to know what the story arc is for this one.
Yeah, there'll probably be a story, but
because I know that was what was really important in the last one is the story, not the soccer. I mean football.
No, don't care. But
yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any big, massive predictions?
Oh, I don't know about big predictions. Like, I've got some safe bets we can talk about. Like, there's going to be a Forza Motorsport 8. Look. Yeah. Here's a big gamble. If there's not a Forza this year, that'd be massive.
I've got a rumour for before E3, which I'm thinking this week sometime we'll actually hear about it. Any guesses? Any thoughts?
Sony release something?
Yeah, well, there's
Sony shows up.
The State of Play sale this week,
and
there's supposed to be a new show, like another show towards end of the week, and there's been a lot of rumours and bits and pieces floating around. Where these rumours come from, who knows? But that we're going to get a Last of Us release date.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get that around now. Maybe.
Just It's something to just throw in and have a little rock of the boat before E3 with Sony not being there.
Yeah, maybe Sony might pull something out like that, but I don't know what Sony are doing. I seriously don't understand their tactics at the moment, pulling out of E3, but then sort of releasing trailers willy nilly, like the stuff for Death Stranding. You know, like it's just really weird, and it feels like it's rough. It feels like it's sort of just random. I don't understand Sony at the moment.
It's generic and it's corporate. That's the bit I've said. I've said it about Sony many times, and I am a bit of a Sony fanboy. I don't deny that one little bit, but they're just feeling too corporate. Will it stop me from buying the PS5? No, it will not. But, you know, I think they can do a bit more to connect with people. They're missing that connection that Xbox has. But EA and Star Wars.
Yeah, we're gonna get some more information about Fallen Order. I reckon we'll probably see maybe some gameplay. Did we see gameplay before? I don't think so.
You'll see some gameplay because it'll be playable at E3.
Yeah, well, it's coming out in like 6 months, or not even less than 6 months. So
anything that EA is bringing this year is playable. That's their thing. That's their thing. Because they're not doing any showcase stuff. They're literally just bringing playable stuff and just showing that. So,
yeah. Do you reckon BioWare's going to announce something like a contingency plan for Anthem's like revival?
I'm hoping that we'll see a new roadmap for Anthem, because they've pretty much scrapped the old one. They've said we need to create a new one. We screwed up. This one isn't working. So I'm hoping that, because EA is kind of taking a backseat, I'm hoping BioWare will step up, show some stuff at E3, and one of them being how we're going to right the ship on Anthem. That's what I'd like to see from them. Potentially a Dragon Age preview while they're at it, but we'll see what happens.
What else has been bouncing around from EA? Not much.
Well, I don't know about EA, but I've got some listings here that I reckon we'll see from Bethesda. I think they're definitely going to show some more from Doom Eternal, but I can't imagine them showing more than they already have. It'll sort of just be a run-of-the-mill, hey, remember this is coming. Maybe some information on what they're going to do to try and save Fallout 76.
My prediction on that, if they're going to do anything other than talk about DLC shit, is they're going to talk about going full free-to-play on it.
Yeah, that might try and save it. I don't know, but I think maybe they might show something on that. What were you going to say, Snoogs?
With the updates and the roadmap that they've already got for Fallout 76, people have been flocking back towards it.
Really?
Yeah, but at the same time, I wouldn't say flocking.
Yeah, it's nowhere near the sort of levels that a lot of people are expecting for a Fallout game, but a lot of people have gone back to it.
But even with the new stuff, they've had some hits, but they've also had some serious misses as well. So I wouldn't say the ship is completely righted. They've just stopped hemorrhaging massively.
it's not so bad anymore.
They're still bleeding. They're just not going to die.
Now, there's a game that I think, I don't know if it's just me being under a rock or something, but something I feel like that's been kind of under the radar leading up to its release, but Wolfenstein Youngblood, that's apparently
smash that.
That's releasing
this year.
Straight after E3, and look, I haven't really heard much about it, and I haven't seen much hype.
So they mentioned it last year.
Yeah,
they did. They mentioned it a little bit last year, just talking about what the game was about. I think this year we'll see some gameplay and pretty much a sales pitch for why you should buy it after E3. That's what we're going to get from them this year.
I've heard nothing but positives from it.
Yeah, look, it's going to be.
I've seen a few people that have played it early. I haven't heard anything from Bethesda in a while in regards to it, but a lot of people that have played it have really enjoyed the dynamic of it, and can't wait to see what it does, really.
Look, there's no reason why Youngblood won't be good. I think it will be a good, competent game in the Wolfenstein universe, the new one that's being built.
Yeah, the mechanics will still be there. It's just how the story fits in.
Yeah, and it's been quite quiet, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go down. But a big one that people sort of went nuts for I think it was last year, was Starfield.
Nope, they've already said no. They've said no on Starfield, no on Elder Scrolls 6.
So they're not even going to show anything more on Starfield?
Nope, they're not talking about it.
What was the point in showing it before if they're not going to drip feed at least a little bit?
I have a funny feeling that it's I
Harder
think
than
they're
they
kind
believe.
of I think they're in a bit of damage control. Bethesda, they've shown their hand too much in the past, and it's come to bite them. I think they're being a little bit more cautious this year.
Oh.
That's my take on the issue.
Yeah, I think that was quite silly. If they're not going to show anything, kind of like with Ubisoft with their fail with Bones, Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a massive fail because that they announced that like it was this latest and greatest new realistic version of Sea of Thieves, but it just has never really gone anywhere. I don't know if they've canned it and haven't said anything, or if they're working on it, fixing it, whatever. But they haven't really announced anything about that.
No, I think we might get from Bethesda, outside of what we've spoken about already. I think we might get another weird new IP like we did with Rage 2, where they just find something deep in the basement of IPs they own, and they're just going to pull out something different for us to look at. Because there's not really much on the plate when we look at stuff we already have a good idea is going to be there.
Jazz Jackrabbit remake. How about that?
Hey,
Yeah.
I could live with that. I could
me
live
too.
with that.
Oh,
Well, what about some... sorry, mate?
I was going to say I've got some Ubisoft stuff here that I've been looking at.
Yeah, we'll leave Microsoft towards the end. But yeah, Ubi.
Yeah.
Ubi they've released a little teaser. So you've got Ghost Recon. You've got more information for the Division 2 roadmap. There was some more stuff for Steep, I think.
Wow, that game still works.
Yeah. Funnily enough. And then there's apparently 3 new IPs that have yet to be spoken about.
New IPs.
So, yeah. So, new games that are on the horizon.
So not new IPs.
They just said, new. What did he say in his little video? A few new things to show you as well.
Yeah.
Well,
so
there's a
it
couple
won't be a
that
new
are on my
Assassin's Creed
radar.
game.
Yeah, good.
It won't be a new Assassin's Creed game because that's out of rotation. We had one last year. So it's either going to be a new Watch Dogs game, a Dishonored game, or Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 big ticket items that you could say are going to be somewhere in one of those spaces. I'm not going to say all 3, but at least one of them.
If I don't get my Splinter Cell game this year, and they give me Watch Dogs 3, I'll be slightly pissed off about the Splinter Cell thing. Watch Dogs 3 will be like, taking the Band-Aid off, but using a little bit of solvent to melt the plastic, the glue, so it doesn't hurt so much. If there's no Splinter Cell and no Watch Dogs 3, Ubisoft, you're dead to me. You don't think we'll at least hear about the Vikings Assassin's Creed game?
We might get a tidbit of information on that. Yeah.
What about the biggest Ubisoft game that they're going to announce?
No, fucking Dance.
Just Dance. 2020 or whatever it is that they call it.
Yeah, there'll be one of them.
There'll be one of them. Oh god, they must make money because they pump them out. Well, mind you, it's probably the same game just with new songs. I don't know.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's super popular.
Just reskin it. Keep going.
No, thank you.
The new Ghost Recon looks pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit excited to see this. So
yeah,
because I loved Wildlands so much, and this is in the same vein. So
yeah, it's a bit more of a tactical approach. Have you seen the environmental camouflage?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can crawl through mud, and you can actually cover yourself in mud and push yourself down into it so that you're camouflaged within that area.
Yeah,
That was pretty sick.
I have massive open world fatigue where if I hear about an open world game, I instantly have a bitter taste in my mouth. I don't want them. I've had enough of them. I've had enough of open world games.
Yeah.
They don't excite me anymore. I just need a break from them. I think they need to calm the hell down with open world games. But just quickly before we move on too far, Radicus made a good point. Is there no new Battlefield game this year? Because they'd be due for one, aren't they?
No, I think they're pumping Battlefield 5 because they've only just released the.
When did 5 come out?
Battle Royale.
5 was last year.
Oh, okay.
It was only last year, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I just haven't played it, so it's not on my radar, so I couldn't remember when it came out. But yeah, they probably won't be for that reason.
Radicus also makes a good point a few up. The new Evil Dead game. Bruce Campbell's apparently confirmed that it is coming. I don't know which studio, though. Either way, it's groovy.
Movie.
It was THQ last time, wasn't it? Way back when. The other stuff for Ubisoft. So there's been a rumor floating around, and it's up on our website, a bit of dribble about it as well. A roller derby game.
Oh, yeah. God.
Now, there was a movie that they remade back in the early, I think it was the early noughties, maybe even late 90s. It was that long ago, for Rollerball. It was an old 70s movie. And it was pretty much roller derby, but beat the snot out of each other. Same to Alita in the big battle scene at the end of Alita.
Alita had a bit of that in it, but
yeah.
It kind of just looked like it was a play on Rocket League with some sort of roller skating and stuff like that. Oh.
Yeah, so there's that one, and there's also talk partly because of Ubisoft's release about their financial year and the details. There was another 2 games, a possibility. So obviously this roller thing is just a rumor at the moment, but there was another 2. So like you said, Watch Dogs, maybe a Splinter Cell. We had the thing from Julian saying he was working on Splinter Cell, which was then said, no, it's not the case. I think that's a bit of a switch. Do you think we're at a point where they need to release a new Splinter Cell?
Yes, absolutely. That was a stupid question to ask me.
I just wanted the response.
Yeah, fucking... Seriously, we get all of these shitty Assassin's Creed games that they make every goddamn year. Oh, we make them every second year now. It's been so fucking long since we've had a Splinter Cell game. People are complaining about it on Twitter, and then when someone says something about it on Twitter, they go, no, it's fucking bullshit, it's a lie. I'm fucking sick of it.
What if it's open world, like Skrill's asked?
Oh, that's got to be painful.
Fuck off, Skrill. Yes, I will still play it.
Splinter Cell kart racing.
No one knows who's winning because it's in stealth.
You only find out at the end. Well, let's move on from Ubi. What else you got there, Lucas? Because the only other one that I'm sort of looking at is a couple of little things on PC, mainly the shark. Jerk Goose on PC, and that one where you play as the shark and you get to eat people.
The side scroller one where you
No.
stuff.
It's a full RPG where you get a shark, you get experience, and you get to swim around and go, oh, I think I might bite that bastard, and take him out.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's like
some big ones. I reckon Square Enix or Enix, however you want to say it. I reckon they're going to come in. They're going to go, hey, everybody, guess what? Here's a release date for Final Fantasy VII, Episode 1.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's episodic now.
Sorry, what? I missed what?
Final Fantasy
Final
VII.
Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah,
Remake. Episodic. Is that
I know. I didn't know it was episodic.
Yeah, they're busting it into pieces.
They're Lord of the Rings again.
No.
Yeah. So they're making one game into, I don't know, 3, 4, I don't know how many they're breaking it into. Yeah. But yeah, I reckon we'll get a release date for Final Fantasy VII Episode 1. And there's apparently some Avengers game that is in the works, but not a lot is known about by Square Enix. So I don't know, that could be a burning pile of mess, or it could be something like from left field, like the Tomb Raider reboot. Who knows? It's Square Enix. They come out with some pearlers and some garbage, so it could be any.
Roll the dice, baby.
I've got some info about Rebellion as well. Rebellion are bringing 3 titles. One is
Sniper
a new
Elite
major.
5.
It's Sniper Elite VR.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a new major unannounced title is one of them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So we'll find out about that. Sniper Elite VR and Evil Genius 2.
Oh, I don't know anything about that, but I'm liking the sound of this Sniper VR. Nice.
So that'll all be done during the PC gaming show. What was the other one? There was...
Hey, from Nintendo, we're going to get an announcer by the name of Bowser. How about that for the first time? We'll get Doug Bowser up on stage telling us how it is.
So he can tell us about, Mario Creator. What?
Yeah, he's gonna tell us all about how all of the Mario games have been cancelled. son of a
I
bitch.
should have seen that coming.
Yeah. But, well, anyway, because good old Reggie, he's retired, and Doug Bowser's now the president of Nintendo America, so we'll hear from him. And we'll obviously see Mario Maker 2. And I heard there's some rumours flying around of a Bayonetta 3 announcement. I think it's confirmed that it's being worked on. But I think we're getting to a point where we might actually hear some sort of announcements with it. I'm not a massive Bayonetta fan. I've played a little bit of Bayonetta, and it's a good game. It's kind of just reminds me a lot of Devil May Cry. Yeah, with boobs and hair that turns into clothing.
For JJ.
What? How? Oh, as in a female character, or there's actually bits?
It gets pretty close.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to have to... download that again. Yeah, we can go into Microsoft is actually next on my list.
All right. Well, Microsoft, do we get a new Xbox?
Yeah.
We'll hear about it at the very least. They've got to be something.
I think we're at a point now where we are going to get some sort of visual reveal, whether it will be, kind of how they did the Scorpio, where they showed us the CPU, the design of that. I think we're going to get something like that. I think we'll get specs. I think we'll get specs to try and catch up with the fact that we know what the PS5 is going to have. And I reckon they'll come in over the top and go, well, this is what the Xbox whatever is going to have. So I think we'll very minimum get specs. We may see something else, maybe a controller, maybe some sort of reveal.
Window, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll see the console. I don't think we'll get a release date. We may get a release window, if that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, we may get something like that.
I think we'll get a video that talks about specs and has a lot of shiny things that look cool,
Mm-hmm.
but we won't actually see anything substantial.
Have we actually got official specs on the PS5 yet? Or we just got he said that was...
No. Sony have casually just gone, yep, this is what the PS5 is going to have. Yep.
Okay, with all their teraflops and... I don't understand any of that shit.
Yeah, they've basically just come out and said that it's going to have ray tracing and it's going to be compatible with 8K and all that sort of bullshit. It's future-proofing. I don't know. It's whatever. Good luck to them. It's going to be impressive, whatever it is. But,
because the Pro got to 4K so easily.
And it will segue into the cloud gaming. They'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, we'll hear about xCloud. I saw a video and I kind of agreed with it. Here's a fingers crossed that they're going to give us a name for xCloud, because xCloud sounds shit. So, yeah.
It'll be Cloud X.
Xbox Cloud. Cloudy with a chance of Xbox. I think they'll give us a launch date for xCloud.
Possibly.
I think that's got to be coming quite soon. They may announce that it will coincide with the new Xbox, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly a price for the service as well.
Yeah, price will be good. And if they don't just give it to us in American dollars, that'd be fantastic. And if they don't give us a launch window that's fall or what's the other one they use? Oh, it's the same as ours, isn't it?
Holidays. Yeah,
holidays.
Period.
Holiday, fall. Okay, can we use universal things like maybe first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, so that way it doesn't confuse people?
Doesn't exclude half the globe.
In the US, fourth quarter is our first quarter.
What?
I'm telling you, that's how they work it.
What, do they go June, July, January, February?
No, they're a lot of the big major companies. They run their, because they don't have, not every company works financial year like they do in Australia. They have different setouts for different, states or territories or whatever. So the majority of the big companies will actually run, April to March.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about financial year. I'm like first quarter of the year.
Yeah, and I've asked it a couple of times, and being that I work with a US company, and they've gone, it's fourth quarter. It's like, around Christmas time. No, after Christmas.
Oh my God. What the hell? And they say we're the ones that are upside down and backwards. This is just ridiculous.
No, they just think we don't exist.
Cool. All right, well, how about we just say, okay, it's going to be released around the 300th day of the year. How about that? But, yeah, I don't know. Surely they can just give it to us in bloody normal terms. Or how about just give us a date? How about that?
Yeah, it'll be March. Yep. Done.
I'm confused now. Rightio. Where was I on this stupid list that's making me mad?
All right. Well, Phil has come out and said this is going to be their biggest show ever, which I think he's just rereading his script from last year, but they're touting that they're going to have the most games and most first-party exclusive games that they've ever shown.
Well, they told us all about the things, the companies that they bought last time. So how about show us some stuff that they've been working on?
So well, we had a lot of teasers last year. We had a lot of teasers last year that they have the chance to flesh out this year. So Battletoads, Sessions, I'm sure Outer Worlds will get mentioned. Gears 5 will get mentioned. Halo Infinite's going to get mentioned. Look, Forza Motorsport 8 will be there. It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Look, that is just a big list by itself. And there's a whole bunch of missed, I'm sure. So, you know.
Halo. Did you say Halo Infinite? I think you did.
Yep, I did.
Yep.
Halo's for PC. Woo, whoop-de-doo.
Woohoo. I don't think there's too many surprises in that list. I'm sure they'll come up with some, but...
Skrills made a good point. Xbox and Discord talk support. Because currently the Discord integration, I think, just puts up there what game you're playing.
Yeah, it does.
That's about it.
It doesn't matter to me because I sit next to my PC. The Xbox stuff, I want something that will blow me away. You know, something that is up there with the caliber.
The Xbox fleshlight.
I'm not sure that'll blow you away, but you can pretend.
Yeah, I can pretend. It'll be green, so I won't have to wash it too much.
Oh.
You open the door, I just walk through it.
That's what happens when you leave the door open.
Oh, dear me.
Walks in crotch first.
Is this podcast not safe for work?
Yeah, probably not. Not this week, anyway.
Not this week.
I want something that's of that caliber of Death Stranding, you know, visually. Yeah, we don't know what the hell it is, but visually it does look stunning. Or The Last of Us Part 2, that visual wow factor that everyone just sitting there goes, that looks amazing. That's really what I want. You've got the Xbox One X, which is the most powerful console, that's all they're toting, and they don't have a first-party exclusive game. You know, yes, Halo's coming. Yes, Gears is coming, and they will both look exceptional, but we know what they are. I want something left of field that's going to come out and put the X through its paces.
Look, at the end of the day, they've got a whole bunch of parties that they're now bought out. And like I said, I've only just skimmed the surface with the list that I think that is going to be there. I'm not counting for Playground Games, who are on an off year for Forza Horizon. So they've got a year to come out with something different, you know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they could be working on. Hell, new Fable game for all we know. Or something, you know, whatever. But there's a whole bunch of those little developers that we don't know what they're going to come out with, man. There's a lot of unknown in that group.
Yeah.
So you're sure enough to get something that's going to come out. And it may not be this year that we see the game that's going to be the flagship for the next Xbox. I think maybe next year that might be the time for it, but who knows? You might get what you're looking for.
That's the next Xbox. I want something to make this one chug.
So you want a Last of Us for this?
I want a Last of Us.
You're not going to get it.
100%. That's, you know, we're coming up to the, you know, they've had enough time with it. All these developers have had this time with the Xbox One X. I want to see it chug.
Well, you obviously don't have one. I have one, and I've seen it chug with lots of games. and it's called a bottleneck, aka the CPU they put in the fucking thing. So it chugs, trust me.
Okay. Yeah, well, I do only have the 1S, and that's weak. You compare it to the PS4 Pro, and there's significant differences between the two, and that's fine.
Leave the Xbox One S alone. It was weak even against the normal PlayStation.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to badmouth it. I'm just trying to say that it is evident that it's there. You know, and there's plenty of things that the PS4 chugs on. I really want to see that visual fidelity that we get with those first party PlayStation exclusives. Heaps
of things that chug on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox and the Xbox One X. That's why I play on PC.
But then I want Xbox to come out and go, this is ours. This is what we made. Just like Sony did with The Last of Us.
Yeah, and whatever Xbox come out with that's super and amazing, I'll play it on PC because it'll probably be on there too.
Yeah, that is true. That's the other big thing. I think they're going to announce that all first-party Xbox games are going to be available on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some bits and pieces floating around like that. Very mixed camp in regards to people for it and people wholeheartedly against it. Obviously, the PC crowd is very much for it, and a lot of the Xboxers think, that's just blasphemy.
Nah, it's just...
What do you guys think?
Greedy. I just think whatever. I'd like it if there was no such thing as exclusives. Put everything on everything. Make sure more people can play games.
I agree. I don't see this as death of Xbox or anything like that. I don't see how this can be a negative. It's just opening up a bunch of games for a group of people that don't have access to them at the moment.
Does Call of Duty fit into Xbox this time around?
I don't know, but I'm sold on that. I'm 100% getting that. That looks bloody fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So, Modern Warfare, soft reboot.
Shouldn't it be called a soap reboot?
Soap reboot, maybe. But I don't think Soap was even in the trailer. Well, it's going to be an amazing game. I think it's absolutely amazing. From what I'm going a bit overboard there. The trailer looked absolutely amazing. I don't know. It has all like next gen. It feels like they've actually upgraded Call of Duty rather than just the same shit rehashed. So that's what I'm excited about.
Engine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like they've actually started something new, and what a soft reboot is. I think I'm understanding now. Restarting from the same game, redoing it, but changing things that they didn't really like about the original one, which is pretty scary to do with a game that most people consider one of the best Call of Duties. Now, a lot of people do like the Black Ops and Black Ops 2 and all that sort of stuff, but as for the Modern Warfare, the original one was up there, so it's going to be a little scary.
Which one had no Russian?
2.
Okay.
Yep.
What I have heard about it from Jake Baldino, if you know about him from Game Ranks, he had played the new Call of Duty, the remake, the soft reboot, and he did a video on it saying that the realism brings him back to the no Russian mission, where he feels a lot more of the game is kind of like that, where you really feel for what's going on because it feels so realistic. So Modern Warfare, the new one, is going to be hyper realistic to the point where you actually feel like people are dying, like it looks real. So yeah, that's a bit of a plus there. It looks good for me. I've got a couple of others that I'm expecting.
Yeah, please.
I'm expecting more again on Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red.
Definitely.
CD Projekt Red have come out and said that this is their most important E3 ever.
And it'll probably have a release date, I would say, because they've already shown pretty much everything that they could possibly show. I think it's going to be...
You want to know the best case scenario, I think, is that they do their thing for Cyberpunk, and then at the end they're just like, and the best news is it's out now.
And no pre-orders though. I reckon more realistically, I think they'll say it'll be out in a month. Like it'll be out soon, sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
And it'll give time to do pre-orders and all that sort of stuff, because I think that's important for money, but not always agreed upon by gamers. Yeah. But also, Techland, they'll show off more Dying Light 2, I believe. And we should get a release date for that one as well, because I don't think we've got one yet. But that's another one that's big on my radar is Dying Light. I'm a massive fan of the original Dying Light. As I've said before, it's the Dead Island 2 that I never got. Something that was floating around the internet as well, which is a bit of a rumour from Capcom. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I like this idea and I would like to see this. They've just remastered Resident Evil 2, and there's been a lot of internet talk about them doing Dino Crisis. I'd be all for a nice Capcom remake of Dino Crisis. So with what they did with Resident Evil 2, if they give that same treatment to Dino Crisis, that'll be sick. I'll be on top of that. Last thing on my list, which is a big, guess and hope that Warner Brothers will come out with Rocksteady with a new DC game.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
I'm hoping they've worked out how to do a really cool Superman game.
Oh, yes, there was talk about that not too long ago, wasn't there?
Oh, I don't know.
There's also a rumor of a Suicide Squad game as well that's been floating around. So, but either way,
that'd be one that'd probably tie into the movie, which means just put it on the burner now.
It'll be shit, yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, look, they've been absolutely horrible Superman games. They've been kind of palatable Superman games. They've never been a fantastic one. And I think if anyone can work it out, it's Rocksteady.
He's a hard character, though, isn't he, really?
Absolutely. It's very hard to make a playable character who is apparently invulnerable to just about everything, you know? What do you do about health? How do you die? How do you make a game where you can go anywhere, do whatever you want? How do you restrict somebody from doing things that you shouldn't do when you're Superman? Because essentially he can do anything. So there's a lot to think of. How do you implement that into a game that's both playable and fun and, works? I don't know. But if anyone can do it, like I said, I reckon Rocksteady should have a crack at that.
I'm with you there. I'd even be happy for another Batman game, though.
Well, yeah, but they've done so much of that. I think it'd be nice for them to do a bit of a change. But yeah, look, that's the end of my list. So essentially, if I don't get Watch Dogs 3 or Splinter Cell, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, well, that's always good. Well, I'm trying to go into it this year a bit blind.
You got to smash the rum beforehand.
Yeah. Well, I can't because I'm driving. I'm excited to go for the Xbox for the green carpet thing, because last year it was just a lot of fun, and being the energy that Xbox brings, it's always good to watch with others. Outside of that, I don't have a lot of massive wants. Obviously, the Division 2, and I know a little bit about the roadmap, but there's some free DLC as part of the year one sort of detail that's been released that we don't have information on yet, and there'll be extra missions, extra areas, stuff like that. Everyone within the Division community has been hoping and praying for another survival mode, which was so much fun in the Division 1 and probably my favourite part of the game. So that's probably the other big thing. And yeah, it's kind of I'm hoping to see more of Skull and Bones, even though it's been pushed back and we're not going to see it until April next year. Yeah,
I don't really care about it anymore. I've got bigger fish to fry with Ubisoft.
How about yourself, Greg?
I agree with you, both of you, on a couple of points. I agree with Skull and Bones. I'm still looking forward to that game because I think it'll be good once it's here, hopefully. The same with Cyberpunk. I'm really pumped for that game. The one you guys haven't talked about that I know is a bit of a personal jump up and down for me is I really want to see a lot more of Outer Worlds. I really want a release date for that too, because I want to sink my teeth into that. I had some other things that are on my list, but since certain players in the world have decided they're either not going to show up or they're going to do something different, they've fallen off my list. So Ghost of Tsushima was one that I was hoping this year we would get more information on, because I remember falling in love with that trailer that they showed us last year. It was an amazing looking game, but obviously Sony not being there, we probably won't hear much about that. And something that is literally on my altruistic, crazy, off the map kind of wish list is I'm really hoping for another Command & Conquer game to come out soon.
Yes.
That they did last year. They brought out a mobile game, and I was hoping that maybe it was to drum up a bit of interest for a new game. Obviously, with E3 doing what they're doing this year, that we probably won't hear anything about any new kind of stuff coming from them other than the obvious. So I might have to wait till next year.
Would you get yourself a PC to play Command & Conquer?
I'd be so
Would you
tempted.
go back on a PC to do it?
I think so. I mean, they've come a long way with how they get the real-time strategy games to play on.
Well, on an Xbox and a PlayStation now, you can plug a
that's it. I can
keyboard and mouse into them.
Yeah. Look, and in that instance, I can do that, and I would probably be perfectly happy. But I would be tempted. I mean, it would be one of a couple of reasons that would
I'd be
probably
lining
reinforce.
up and I'd get it and I'd play it on PC. There's a lot of things around with those strategy type games, or the RTS games, and especially with I know it kind of evolved from an RTS, but World of Warcraft's going back to the original edition. A lot of people are bitching about it because they say that this thing is broken, and it's like, no, that's just how it is, because it was that old.
The genre itself has been left on the shelf for a long time now. There hasn't been a really big entry into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of little ones poking around, but nothing
major.
Command & Conquer level, yeah.
Yeah, or it's, StarCraft or something along those lines. But I really would like a new Command & Conquer game. But like you said, I don't think it'll be coming this year. But trust me, if it's there, you can. I'll put money on. I'll wet myself with excitement. I will, in multiple places. I will wet my pants. I will cry. I will, I'll just leak everywhere.
Okay,
All right, and on to the next one. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I think that's my list. Like I said, I agree with Lucas. I think I'd like to see something come out of Warner Brothers too. Even though essentially they've been pretty much making the same game for like the last decade between Mordor, Mad Max, and Batman. But look, add Superman to the list. Look, I won't complain about a new Lego game. They're always fun. They're always surely
there'd be something with a new Lego Star Wars or something like that.
Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Look, there's always a franchise to be had.
No, you don't get the opportunity to be about Lego Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I want more like, oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't even
totally
care. It's fake.
It'd be tubular. I'm disappointed we won't hear anything about Beyond Good and Evil 2 either. That's a little bit of a shame. So that
game is massively ambitious. We're not getting that for a long time, if ever.
Yeah, no.
That's
so.
Yeah. On the runs posted in the chat, is it time for a new Age of Empires? I think that's up there with the time for a new Command & Conquer. Yeah.
yeah. Look,
I'll take either of them.
Yeah, I'll take either of them. Obviously, I'd lean more one way than the other, but I'd be just as happy with AoE. Yeah,
I think I'd lean more to AoE, actually.
Hololo. If we can't have 100, what are they called? The mage things? What are they?
I don't know.
Whole bunch of them just going, wololo, wololo, wololo. The wololo champ. You could just invade with a bunch of those dudes. Just watch the whole thing fall over.
All right. Well, to give you a bit of excitement as well, Greg,
sure.
4 days ago over on Twitter, The Outer Worlds wants to let you know to pay attention to broadcasts from LA, California, Earth in the coming weeks and then it's been redacted.
Yeah. Look, we're definitely going to hear a lot about that. Like, we're going to hear a good chunk about that game. I'm hoping for a release date as well, so...
Right.
It's surely close enough now, like I would have thought anyway. So yeah, I'm hoping for some of my big purchases this year, like this coming E3 into the next gaming year to be announced this year. Because, to be honest, this year has been a little bit of a not as good as I hoped. I was kind of at this point last year where I was going, yeah, look, Anthem, Rage 2, and obviously a Forza game, whatever's coming out. Obviously, Forza was great. I've really enjoyed it, but the other two didn't hit my expectations like I hoped they would. I'm hoping that'll change this year.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's it from me. Have you got anything else, Luke?
No, I screwed up my list with anger.
It's gone. It's done.
Finished. It's in the bin. It's really in the bin already. I've had enough of it. I've got the shits with Ubisoft, so...
Well, that's it for our hopes and wishes for E3. I dare say the next show that we'll record next Monday, I think we'll probably skip that one and wait until after E3's all done and dusted and come back with a big wrap-up. And, we'll be touching base and making little bits and pieces and showcasing what we've done at the Green Carpet event and all that jazz. And that'll be on our website and social pages. Yeah,
and if we get a new Splinter Cell, I'll be touching more than just base.
You'll be leaking out of all your orifices.
Exactly. It's going to smell real funky over here.
All right, well, let's jump into some last words, shall we? All right, well, a very special shout-out to Kaz, On the Run, Radicus, Grill. Wasn't there someone else in there before? Was Marnikins in there before?
Yes, he was, wasn't he? Yes, he was.
Yes, Martikins as well. Thank you very much for joining us live. Hope you've had fun, and thanks for all the little bit. If Splinter Cell is announced, Luke has to drink some rum.
Yeah, glad I read that twice, because I thought he said something different at the end of
that. Okay.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I reckon we can get him some rum.
Oh, wow, you're twisting my arm. I mean, it's not my drink of choice, but it's hardly like a ghost pepper.
Yeah, it's not like it's terrible. Well, it is.
It's not like we're making you jump into a pool fully clothed.
Live stream Lucas reacts. Well, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be watching. Oh, no, because that's Microsoft we're going to see, not Ubisoft.
We're going to see. Yeah, so Ubi's Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, all right.
It starts at like 3 a.m.
Okay, I'll do a live stream. I'll do a live stream of the Ubi. That could be interesting.
At 3 o'clock with all your friends.
Oh, yeah. I'll have all my mates with me.
That's pretty much it for this week. I'm not going to bother with all the plugs and everything that I usually do. We'll talk about E3. Obviously, you'll be seeing things on the social pages as per usual. So, straight into the closing, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Big thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks again to our live listeners. Grejio, Lucas, thanks for joining. And I usually say keeping me in line, but you kind of let that line go this week.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm more out of line than you ever are.
Yeah. But
this doesn't make any sense. I keep you in line. We need somebody to keep me in line, but that's not possible to do.
Yeah, that's editing Lucas's job.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, some of the shit that gets taken out. Yeah, that's boring 9 a.m. editing, Lucas, not I'm a little bit tired and delirious 9:30 p.m., Lucas.
To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics that we've discussed on this show on our Facebook page or with us on the Discord channel. There's lots of fun ways to talk to us. To get in touch with us directly, you can shoot us an email at info@theagexp.com. Don't forget to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Get there. There's even a little spot to leave us a review. Leave us your thoughts and your wants. If you want some extra things or some ideas for the show, leave them there. The links are in the podcast show notes and description, wherever it can be found. That's all from me. As always, I am Snoogs.
I'm Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
And it actually was pretty seamless this week.
Ooh, okay, that's the end of this week's podcast. And if you found yourself shouting at your speakers in disgust or maybe even in pleasure, make your way over to our Discord server and make a comment in the appropriate channel. Failing that, you can also have your say over on our Facebook page, or you can just tweet at us. Searching for the Aussie Gamers Experience will usually lead you in the right direction, but you could just use the set of links that are in the show description. This podcast is available through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and plenty more. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode of the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.
I just said that the special edition of Dead by Daylight just got added to Game Pass.
I'm just not excited.
All right, sorry.
Dead by
G'day,
Daylight.
scumbag.
Does it have Ash in it?
What?
Dead by Daylight. Ash from the Evil Dead.
Little goody two-shoes. Little goody two-shoes.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Did you know there's another version of that?
Yes, there is.
I don't know why it was different, but there's that actual line where he says good, bad, but I'm the one with the gun. There's another version where he says, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, that's the Australian version.
Oh, yeah, because I recorded a version that was on TV, and then I had the actual VHS that I bought, and it was two different lines, because I used to know the movie, like, all the lines, and I remember watching it going...
Worry, just watch it again. You'll know it all by lines.
That's not what he says there. That's different. Yeah, so that was cool. Yes, Evil Dead Army of Darkness, classic.